So I don't know if you guys knew this. I definitely didn't until I did some research, but Abraham Toro has a 406 on base percentage ever since he was traded to the Mariners, and it's because of swings like this. He turned into a cricket player and somehow was able to turn this into a base hit. So like the saying goes, when you're hot, you're hot. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to get into today, so if this is your first time on the channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button because we do this every single day. And also, save yourself 20 bucks off. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any baseball games anytime soon. We have walk-off home runs galore. The Yankees and the Braves were battling against each other, and they were both going for their 10th win in a row. And then Ty France, is he the most clutch hitter in all of Major League Baseball? He might be. Now, before we get into the highlights from yesterday, I have two quick updates for you guys. Gavin Ware, we talked about him. He is the lefty little leaguer that threw a no-hitter a couple days ago. He looks like mini Chris Sale. He has 100 strikeouts and only one hit allowed in 37 and 2 innings pitched. And then, oh yeah, he did this yesterday, an absolute bomb in the batter's box. I don't even really understand what he's doing because he's young. A lot of time can pass where kids can catch up to him in terms of talent, but right now he looks like Chris Sale and Shohei Ohtani put together. And also, one more quick update. Akil the Badman Badu is officially back. The Tigers have activated him from the concussion protocol. He had a walk-off, almost grand slam yesterday, so he is back. He is ready to go. And also, fun little fact from Fuzzy, those are the first games that he ever played above A ball. So he basically skipped the minors. We've talked about that a lot. All right, let's go ahead and break down the two walk-off victories from yesterday. We have the Red Sox facing off against the Rangers, and the Boston Red Sox cannot afford to lose this game. And Verdugo, he understood the assignment. He blasted a 2-run shot right before Hunter Renfroe belted his 23rd home run of the year. This was 425 feet. A botched double play in the 9th inning allows the Rangers to put up a few runs, and Matt Barnes has been horrible. He blows another save. He has a near 8 ERA in the second half. Garrett Whitlock has to come in and save the day. He stops the Texas Rangers rally. This one goes to extras where Devers, he hits one of the longest doubles possible because that little gap out in center field at Fenway Park, it's just, you can hit a ball 420 feet and it's still going to be off the wall. So it's tied going into the 11th. And then the mayor of Ding Dong City, Travis Shaw, apparently that is his nickname, he hits a walk-off grand slam, and the Boston Red Sox are back in the wild card. Well, at least they will be if Oakland loses. So we'll talk about Oakland later on. Let's go ahead and bring up the other walk-off home run from yesterday. We have the Cubs versus the Rockies. Chuck Nasty and Sam Hilliard, they combined to drive in a few runs right before Ryan McMahon shows off the platinum glove over at the hot corner. Now, Antonio Sensatella, he was shredding up Chicago. I thought that for sure the Cubs were going to be on their way to their 13th home loss in a row. So he has 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, but then the bullpen for Colorado, they said, hey, you know what? We're thinking of Cancun, not about baseball. Let's blow this game so we can speed up the, I don't know what they were doing. They were absolutely awful. Patrick Wisdom with an RBI single, and then David Bodie had 2 RBIs yesterday on 2 double plays. So again, put the ball in play and good things tend to usually happen. Michael Hermosillo ties it up on a double. He follows me on Twitter. I always like throwing that out there. And then Rafael Ortega belts one and flexes. He has a 130 OPS plus and a 1.4 WAR already with the Chicago Cubs, so he has found himself a home. So the Cubs end their 12-game home losing streak. Good for them, even though the season's completely over for both teams. The Yankees versus the Braves. I saw a stat that it had been 120 years since 2 teams who were both on a 9-game winning streak faced off against each other. So this was once in a lifetime game yesterday for Yankees and Braves fans. You have Giancarlo Stanton. He hits a home run to the other side. I don't know how this went so far. He is now on a 20-game on base streak. Let me knock on wood so I don't jinx it. Dansby Swanson ties it up. He extends his franchise record for most home runs by a shortstop to 25. Joey Gallo takes away an extra base hit in left field as Jordan Montgomery was able to work around 4 different walks to only allow 1 earned run to a very good Atlanta offense. Now, the Braves bullpen comes in and they blow it thanks to Gary Sanchez. Well, they didn't really blow it because they were already losing, but the momentum shifted all the way to the New York Yankees. Gary drives in 2 RBIs and Chapman comes in and hold it as the Yankees stop the Braves winning streak, and the Yankees improve to a 10-game win streak. They're now 2.5 games ahead of first place place in the wild card and only 4 games back of the race for first place in that division. Another team that is going for a spot in the AL East, I don't know if it's possible, but the Jays have a pretty good team, and if their bullpen can hold up, they can make a run for it. So they faced off against the White Sox, and yesterday you have Lance Lynn versus Lance Lynn Jr. I always thought that Alek Manoah, his best comp was Lance Lynn, so this was a fun matchup for me. They both throw 5 shutout innings, and then they each allow 1 single run in the 6th inning. Vlad Jr., he delivers, which is big for his confidence because he has not been good as of late. Lance Lynn, he lowers his ERA to 2.2, and then Kimbrel, he's not been good with the White Sox. Basically throws away the game on a wild pitch, and Jordan Romano, he comes in for his 12th save of the year. This Romano guy is filthy. So the Jays now have a plus 117 run differential, so they've outscored their opponents by almost 120 on the season. They're still fighting at 4.5 games back of the Boston Red Sox for second place in the wild card, and Kimbrel, his ERA has gone up a full run ever since he joined the White Sox. So we talked about it earlier. The A's will stay in second place for the wild card if they can win this game. Just unfortunately, they don't win. Even though Yan Gomes drives in an RBI on a ground out after a double steal, and then he goes yard in the 4th inning. But Mitch Haniger, he smokes his 29th home run of the season, and that was immediately answered back by Matt Olson's 32nd home run. He's already up to a 4.8 WAR. He has been disgusting. The A's go into the 9th inning up 1 single run, and Ty France does it yet again. He ties it on his 16th home run. He now has 59 RBIs and a 3.2 WAR, one of the most underrated players in all of baseball. I can't believe the Mariners got him pretty much for Austin Nola, who is on the Padres now. Jake Bauers finds a hole to the left side to drive in 2 RBIs, and Paul Sewald, he was disgusting with his 7th save. So the Mariners are 3 games back of the wild card, and now the Oakland Athletics are on the outside looking in. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and they're 1 game back of the Boston Red Sox for second place in the wild card. The Royals versus the Astros. This was very one-sided as the Royals came away with a 7-1 victory. Apparently they are the Houston Astros kryptonite. Correa makes a diving stop, which made Zach Greinke happy. I just wanted to show this because very rarely do you see Zach Greinke smile on the bump. You have Rivera driving in an RBI on a double, and Salvador Perez now has 33 home runs and 81 RBIs. Both of those are career highs. His last 160 games have been stupid. 44 home runs, 113 RBIs, and a 132 OPS plus. And Daniel Lynch, shout out to this kid. He went 5 innings, only allowed 1 earned run, and I'm going to show a tweet that I put out. Over his last 5 or 6 starts, he has been really good against some very good offenses. So the young staff in Kansas City is only going to get better and better from here. You have Whit Merrifield doubling in Michael Taylor, and the Royals score a few more right before Whit Merrifield makes it 7-1 on a 2 RBI triple. So the Astros and the A's, again, very polite. They respect each other. They're both on losing streaks. Go figure. The Royals have won 4 games in a row thanks to the young starters. And then last but not least, a very fun game, the Pirates versus the Diamondbacks. You have Dalton Varsho hitting a home run in back-to-back games. I love his skill. He is going to be one of my favorite players going forward. Jacob Stallings drives in an RBI in the 4th, but this game was all Arizona, at least for the first 5 or 6 innings after Christian Walker clears the bases. Then you have Yoshi Sasugo with a pinch hit tater, and Brian Reynolds drives in another one. Then you have Brian Reynolds scoring on a ground out, and then Cabrian Hayes does the same, a ground out to take the lead as Bednar grabs his 2nd save of the year. So the Pirates, they complete the comeback 6-5. Because there weren't very many games yesterday, let's go ahead and talk about the leaders in stats across the league. We have Trey Turner leading the pack in batting average, and then you can see Vlad Jr. over there at 309. He is scuffling lately. In terms of home runs, Shohei is 4 ahead of Vlad Jr. Tatis is at 34, and then we have Salvador Perez with his 33rd, followed by Matt Olson. In terms of pitching, we have Kyle Hendricks at 14 wins already. Then you have Buehler and Urias both sitting at 13, and then we can see Adam Wainwright and Chris Bassett round out. I hope that Chris Bassett is doing all right. ERA, we have Walker Buehler leading Corbin Burns by .02. Then we have Lance Lynn, Gosman, and Woodruff. If we go to the RBI leaders, Jose Abreu, Rafael Devers, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Austin Meadows, and then there he is again, Shohei Ohtani. Hits, Adam Frazier is leading David Fletcher by 1. Then you have Trey Turner and Cedric Mullins all in the race, and Whit Merrifield, of course, there he is yet again. Also, Whit Merrifield, we'll talk about him in stolen bases. He's 37 for 39 in stolen base attempts. Strikeouts, we have Zach Wheeler just barely nudging out Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, Robbie Ray, and Corbin Burns. And then, like I mentioned, Starlin Marte is the number 1 guy, but Whit Merrifield, his efficiency is insane. 37 for 39. Then we have Trey Turner for Fernando Tatis Jr., and Cedric Mullins. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. Save yourself some money. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any baseball games to save 20 bucks off, and enjoy this day in MLB history.
Hasn't altered their game plan. Hard hit ball. Creedy gets up, but can't come down with it. Casey didn't know, he didn't catch it. The throw by Ozuna, got it! Oh, yes! Probably ever again.
It's the first time I've ever seen it.